The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Elias Stone, a human cleric.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Sable, a half-elf rogue.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play August E. Graymore, a human fighter.
I'm Carrie Hester, and I play Moxie, a tiefling bard.
And I'm Brooke Bullock, your DM. Please join us as we explore the curse of the Clockwork City. Sable, who has bedded down for the night in an alleyway, which might look familiar to our listeners and friends, as the same alleyway adjacent to the Siren Song, where a few weeks ago some children were saved by Moxie and Sable and a mysterious figure on the roof. Now, as Sable is awakened by a scream, he finds the figure that was trailing him earlier, named Cerulean, standing in between Sable and this pony-sized, bluish gray and white spider that has evidently lunged forward with that. The Siren Song, above the Siren Song, on the Siren Song, in the roof, in a shanty up there. August, go ahead and roll me some perception at disadvantage.
13.
Wow.
A 13 on the die. Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Well, I rolled, not 13 on the die. I have a plus
modified
3.
13. Sorry. They're very good, very good. So, Sable, if you will. In fact, Sable, go ahead and roll initiative. August, roll initiative, but at disadvantage.
Well, I get advantage.
So just roll normal.
On initiative, so.
What'd you get?
24.
24. Holy smokes. And
At disadvantage, I got 21.
Amazing. So perhaps a round of combat has already gone by as Cerulean got into position, and then his shout woke you guys up. Sable, you with a 24 get to act first. Remember, you're prone.
So I quickly jump up, grab my rapier and the new dagger that I got.
Amazing.
And how far away?
It's about 5 feet away. It's
Okay.
just right there. It was closing on you.
Okay. And Cerulean's also like right next to me.
You bet.
Okay. So right there, I am going to take a stab with my rapier. I get advantage because I'm going first before the spider.
Okay.
For my assassinate ability. That's a natural 20.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
You can't catch me unprepared.
Sable's gonna Sable.
Yep, give me there's a critical roll for players. D8 and a D6.
Okay. The D8 is a 5, the D6 is a 2.
Table 26. This is piercing, this is your rapier? Okay. Press the advantage. Triple damage. This was a melee attack. You can make a DC 14 strength check to increase this to quadruple damage. So I need a DC 14 strength athletics check from the spider.
From the spider.
What'd you get?
The spider rolled a 4.
You do quadruple damage.
I can see it. It is like closed on you, and it is just right above you. The soft underbelly of it is right there.
Okay. 23 piercing damage.
Yowzers.
Times that by 4.
So that would be 92.
Yeah.
Oh
if
my.
that's the math.
You went all Sam Gamgee on this thing.
Oh.
Don't worry, Mr. Frodo.
Yeah, so
I will-
92 points of damage.
I will tell you, this thing had 32 hit points. Okay. So whatever 3 times it hit points, what does this look like?
Let it never be said that Sable would be caught unaware. He quickly does one of those flips where you're lying down and you just immediately are up. Rapier just stab just right through one of its eyes or straight through the mandible mouth of a spider and just decimates it.
August stumbles out of his door, putting on one of his boots, falls to the ground, stands up real fast and looks around, listens to the east, and goes back to bed. Go, or whatever Brooke says.
No. Yeah, you're throwing on boots and stuff, and you do hear this very inhuman, squeal and scream and death that's just over the rooftop edge.
I will go look off the rooftop edge.
Yeah, and of course down below you see. You don't have any dark vision as a human, so go ahead and roll me a perception let's just see what you might be able to see.
8.
Yeah, so there's a lump down there and maybe 2 figures in the alleyway. It's 20 feet, 40 feet below you, so you can't really tell.
Okay, so I'm going to step back where I think that if they looked up, they wouldn't see me.
Right.
And stand there and see if I hear any more loud ruckus.
Cerulean, the gentleman that you talked to earlier in the indigo duster with his rapier out, just stands there agape looking at you, Sable, and says, "By the goddess, what? And he just can't even speak. The amount of damage, the way that you just eviscerated this thing in one stabbing motion."
I got an A in fencing. That's the only thing I could think of.
Never wake me up when I'm sleeping.
I kind of grab out a cloth from my pocket and kind of wipe the rapier off and see him kind of just stunned and flabbergasted. I never understood why nobody else picked up Minthra as their teacher. She's quite effective.
And he just nods slightly and actually takes a step back as the body of this thing, kind of a misty grayish green vapor, kind of starts to drift up off of it a little bit. Well, I don't really think you need me to watch over you for the remainder of the evening. I just might go and report in a little early. By the way, this thing just literally popped out of nowhere and started scurrying for you.
Well, thank you for whatever help you were able to provide me while I was incapacitated.
Yeah.
But like I said, this is one of the little spiders I've been looking for.
One of them. Is there more than one? And he kind of looks around a little left and right.
So I had caught on earlier that he had, at the little spider comment I had made earlier, that he had kind of reacted to that in a little way. There's plenty more. Some don't come quite in this shape.
Go ahead and roll me an insight.
That's only going to be a 9.
It's okay. It beats my 7.
Okay.
And he says, there's a pause. You can tell him he's processing something. He knows something. And he says, they've been appearing in different places across the city, Sable. We've never taken one out that efficiently before, but I'll be sure to pass that technique on to some of the others. We're not sure what the cause of it is yet, and I probably shouldn't be sharing this with you, but whatever is causing them, whatever's drawing them, whatever infestation is happening, it's beginning to get the attention of more than one of the society's members. Do you know anything about that? And you can tell he's kind of I shared info with you. Mm-hmm. Will you trust me and share info with me type of thing?
Yeah. Under the city, there's some group worshiping these beasts, and I kick the remains of the spider. They're worshiping something beyond the veil.
And you can tell when you say beyond the veil, he's not making that connection to like the deep ethereal that you found in your books. Like he doesn't know that phrase. He doesn't know that idea.
I won't elaborate on that.
Right.
Where else have they popped up in the city?
Most of them have been either in the docks area or the Copper Moon.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, around that gambling hall as well. So far, very few of them in the castle district, but no reports I know of anyway.
Do you know if it's been one at a time, or do they come in groups?
So far, they've all been single that we know of. Very ambush predator type tactics when they do.
Well, be on the alert and go make your report.
Yeah, I've got a couple things to tell people about now. And he gives you, he reaches up and on that indigo duster, as we mentioned, if you know where to look, there's a subtle sapphire thread design that kind of looks like a gemstone sort of, and he reaches up and touches it, which is kind of like the version of a salute, like, thank you for your service, I thank you, right? So he reaches up and touches it and gives you a little nod, and then starts stepping backwards into the shadows.
I let him go.
August, up on the roof, you don't hear anything else?
There's a breeze kind of hitting my ears.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
Maybe there's some whispered conversation, but you can't catch any particular words or anything.
Is it still pretty late at night? Have I gotten a decent enough?
Yeah, you were able. Yeah, you bet. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So you've definitely had some 4 hours of trance time, if you wish. It's not quite daybreak yet. That's coming probably within the next hour or so.
I'm not gonna stealth. I will say August probably sees me step out of that alleyway.
Well, that makes sense. Seems to be okay. And I go back to my hovel.
Alrighty.
And I'll head into the Siren Song.
The door's locked, but you know the Jimmy.
Yeah. The bell doesn't ring anyway.
And the bell doesn't ring anyway. Morning comes to Ironspire. Any particular actions? Maybe Dr. Stone.
Yes, so I wake up and I've had a wonderful dream in the arms of the goddess, and she has taught me a new spell to help protect my place. And I realized that the whole idea we have a conversation about glyph of warding, apparently clerics have that spell. And so I wake up knowing this spell. Well, I pray for my spells like I normally do. And so now it's, are either of my employees in there this morning?
Do you feel like they stay there? Like that's their...
They do not stay there.
Yeah.
They have their own place to stay.
So depending on the type of morning and when you expect them to show up, you can make that call about if they arrive before
It
your
also
morning.
depends on like when you wake up.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till they arrive.
Okay, very good.
And
Have a staff meeting?
yeah. So I let them know, okay, look, like Crispin and Marnie, well, first off, okay, we had somebody break in and they didn't seem to do anything. They messed around with some stuff in here. Marnie, I think the biggest damage was done to the garden. Yeah. So unfortunately, I try to clean up as best I can. But what we're going to do is I'm going to put a glyph of warding on our front door. And I'm actually going to put this on eventually all of the doors. It's a 3rd level spell. So I only get 2 of those a day, and I don't necessarily want to waste 2 of them. So once per day, I'm going to cast it on, I think there's like 4 different doors. Now there's only 1 door to the outside, and that's the front door. So a glyph of warding on that door, and I will let the 2 of them know the password. They can enter and exit as long as they have the password. They can enter. It's a permanent spell. So now if anybody tries to enter without it, it does, they have a dexterity save and 5d8 lightning damage. Woo! To anyone who...
You're putting up an electric fence.
Yes. And eventually, depending on how long it is before we leave, I'm also going to tell them about that I might be going for a little bit of a trip.
Doctors Without Borders situation.
Yeah. So that might be happening. So, yeah, that's it. Kind of keep an eye on this. I've got to go. I have a leg.
Nice.
Or a canister.
That's right. Well, it was attached to a leg. So I'm going to go talk to Dr. Stonecipher and see if I can figure out what we need to know about this leg. So you guys hold down the fort. As I leave, I'm going to cast this glyph of warding on the front door and then head to the Iron Spire Hospital.
Alrighty. So you go down the street and across a district or so, and there, of course, is the Iron Spire Infirmary, that pale limestone structure with some iron braces and riveted copper trim that's on it. It's got brass pipe gutters. At the top, there's occasionally the venting plume of some steam and such. Etched in the stone, of course, over the entryway is Iron Spire Infirmary, twin doors of dark oak and inlaid with some cogs and polished glass panes that are there. The vestibule inside, we've seen it before, but kind of an elaborate lobby that feels more like an atrium of like a grand hotel than a hospital. It's got some ornamental stone pillars, and there are a few people sitting evenly spaced in different places around some cushioned chairs that are there. Maybe a couple coughing children who otherwise look healthy. Maybe there's a dwarf in some well-worn factory garb that's holding a bandaged hand. And of course, 15 or 20 steps in is the polished marble information desk that is underneath this chandelier of magically lit tubes. So the attendant looks up as you come in. She's got a smile that's more calm than warm. But she says, "How may I help you today?"
Yes, my name is Dr. Elias Stone. I'm here to see Dr. Stonecipher.
And she has next to her on the desk, there's a little row of sending stones that are in front of her, and occasionally one or two of them crackles, but she does pick one up, and she turns slightly away from you, and you hear her say, "Dr. Stonecipher, you have a guest?" And there's a little murmur interplay back and forth, and then she says, "Yes, if you'll wait a moment, she'll be out shortly."
Of course.
And of course, off to one side is the double doors, frosted glass that lead toward the offices of the different attending physicians. And one of those open, and Dr. Stonecipher comes out. She's looking very sharp this morning in her physician's attire. She's got that high-collared dress that's kind of a deep charcoal wool, and the skirts is mid-ankle or so. It's got some embroidery on it. She has that tight lab coat tied across at the front, little surgeon's apron underneath that. Some poofy sleeves. You can tell they're really easy to push up if need be. And this morning she's wearing a pair of brass-rimmed spectacles low on her nose. But of course, last time you met, her eyes just lit up as she saw you. And this time, there's a warm smile on her face, but there's also a little bit of caution in the eyes. The last time you met her, you brought a friend named Winslow that ended up being pretty threatening in his behavior toward her. But she does smile and seems good to. It seems like it's good to see you, but you can tell there's a little bit of guardedness in the eyes. And she said, "Elias, it's good to see you."
Iris, how are you doing?
We're doing well.
Excellent. Well, it's good to see you on this beautiful morning here at Iron Spire.
Yes.
Listen, I was wondering if we could just talk in private. It's just you. It's just me here.
And she does kind of look around. You see her eyes look around the room, and she's just by yourself.
All by myself.
And there's a little bit of relaxed posture that comes to her. She goes, "Well, we could do that, yes."
Excellent.
And so she takes you back to her office, and therein you see the well-decorated office that she has. In the past, we've seen lots of little example prosthetic things, kind of prosthetics through the ages, right? There's just been the simple one, and then some that are a little more complex. And last time you were there with a Winslow, which was really Sable, she showed you kind of the wind-up kinds that have gears, and she shared some thoughts with you guys about the possibility of some ether prosthetics that could actually connect perhaps in the ethereal realm and maybe reach the point where one could tie willpower to it, right? And could almost have like a working movable arm based on willpower, although that was, kind of a dream of, so to speak. So you come in, she says, have a seat. And you notice that she doesn't go and sit behind the desk, but she sits in one of the chairs in front of the desk and lets you sit in the other one. You're definitely meeting like as equals.
So, Iris, I've got something that you might be interested in, and I show her this tubing, this thing, and I say, this yesterday was attached to a leg, or it was a leg. It was in between the knee and the foot of a homunculus golem type thing that ended up ravaging some of my friends. So you might want to take a look at this.
And she reaches into a pocket of her apron and she pulls out some cotton gloves and puts them on, and that's remarkable.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
And she reaches out for it gently to see if she'll let you.
Oh yeah.
And so she goes, no, I don't. Look. Look at how the ether is contained, but yet continues to swirl with activity within that chamber. And then she points out, and the glass there very delicately on the edges, that's not just etching, those are runes. Those are some type of arcane sigil.
Can you read that?
Well,
can I assist her or give her guidance on that?
Sure, you can give her guidance on that.
And if I can assist her...
Yeah, go ahead and let's assist.
Okay, well, let's... Oh, my goodness. Actually, with Arcana, yeah, that's what I thought. 22 on mine.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's fantastic, because even with her die 4 of that, she only rolled a modified 12. So she recognized it, but she can't figure it out. But as soon as she says an arcane sigil, you totally can tell that it's something that is activating some way for the ether to reconnect. Like it's here and trapped inside this canister, but it's almost like you might, because you've seen it a little bit, it's like the ethereal jaunt ability, like the way that something can jump back into the ethereal. So the ether contained in this canister can still reach into the ethereal plane, like little portals could open within the canister.
Right, I say, look, Iris, I'm looking at this, and this one of the things this golem was able to do was to do some kind of a slip into the ethereal and travel, like a kind of a misty step or a teleportation.
Remarkable.
Right. And you've never had, do any of your prosthetics do something like this?
No, of course not. We use ether as a power, almost the way if you've ever known that the elves in the north will use water under pressure to make things connect. The way that they can bend it and shape it and blast it with a hydraulic kind of power. Ether is much lighter. It doesn't have the weight of water, and she's on the verge of going off onto her whole her whole spiel about the nerdage that she has of ether. But this is keeping it reactive. It's almost like it's organic, like it's still clinging to the realm where it was harvested from.
Right. So is there anybody who would have this kind of technology?
I have never heard of anything. It's remarkable. It's a fantastic idea.
Okay, because let me tell you, this was not the only one of these we saw. This was the only one we saw that was active that could have killed us, but we saw 5 in a more secretive space. So there are people who are creating these golems with this kind of technology.
Well, it's like you would have to merge, not just, and it was operating a flesh type creature.
Right, so it was some kind of a golem that was a mixture between flesh and metal. Now in my times with the rebellion, I have encountered flesh golems before.
Monstrous.
The warlord that we were fighting against used them in battle. They were dangerous, they were deadly, but I'd never seen them mixtured with any kind of metal or in any kind of armor. Usually they were just flesh creatures that were dangerous and deadly. You add metal and you add this ethereal, you've got an army that could take down just about anything in Iron Spire, including the city guard.
It's almost like they've married engineering and necromancy.
Right. This is arcane that goes up far beyond anything that we've dealt with. It is arcane and engineering.
And with a 19 on the die, her mind suddenly makes a connection, and she's like, then you would need something to feed off of the flesh of whatever it's connected to. You would need something to almost, we were trying to make connections with the will power of someone, but this would connect more like to their soul.
Right, so you couldn't possibly give something like this to an actual living being, because it would actually kill them. This would only work for some kind of inanimate, created homunculus.
Yes.
Or golem.
Unless they bound something living inside the ether. And that's why it keeps reaching into the ethereal plane where a soul would be in stasis. And that's where the power comes from. It's not a machine that moves, it's a prison that breathes.
So could you dissect this thing and figure out what's in here?
And she starts looking at it and says, yes, you say this was connected to some tubes here and here.
Right, and it was connected to the leg, or it acted as the leg of this thing.
So really it's that part of it, the engineering part of it, is quite simplistic in nature. It's like a circulatory system, only it's the ether that's empowering it. It's connection back, the ether that's trapped, connecting back to the ether of the plane. It's kind of breath in a way. It's inhalation, and the ether trapped here in the canister would pulse and serve as blood. But I'm not sure what would happen if we opened it. If I tried to look at it, could be an explosion of ether under pressure. It could be the violent release of whatever's bound inside of there.
Well, we actually broke open the other leg, and that is exactly what happened. My friend actually punched a hole in it, and it broke loose like some escaping vapor.
Oh.
But it didn't explode, it just released and then it just dissipated.
And again, with a 19 on the die, she says, and so whatever was being bound in the canister, connected in stasis to the ether, was then released.
Right.
Did anything form? Did anything appear?
No.
Is that spider that attacked me?
No, it seemed to disappear.
Oh, it's ingenious. It's horrible, but it's ingenious. And you could see her processing. She's like, it's what we're striving for, to mend the broken, to be able to animate prosthetics, but for those who've lost a limb or a hand, but here to twist it into not their willpower, but the manipulation of their essence, and then this horrible look comes on her face, like, or someone else's essence. A victim. It's not an invention, it's a desecration.
Right. So this abomination is being used, and we think by some kind of a cult group, possibly some kind of a spider cult. You've been here for longer than I have. I've only been here for a couple of weeks. Have you heard of any kind of, has there been word from any kind of any of this?
With only a 7 on the die, she says, no, we follow the goddess, but I'm not one to keep track of religious elements in the city.
Right. All right. I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave this with you. Now, I'll let you do whatever kind of experiments you need to do. You know where to reach me. Just find me down at Bridgetown Medical.
Yes.
But let me know what's going on.
Yes. I'll reach out to some colleagues and we'll see. Maybe someone with a little more versed in the arcane can help me figure out the connection of it. Maybe we can use it
Iris?
in some way for good.
Iris?
Yes.
Someone is using this for evil in this city. So be very careful about who you share this information with, because someone is not who we think they are.
And you see like the light bulb in her, in her eyes. Do you think this is something to do with the children that you were checking in on
I know
earlier?
This has something to do with the children. And I know this has something to do possibly with Zalon Pierce. I think it has something to do with even members of the city council, and it could reach as far up as the king himself. So I say, look into this, but I would be very careful about who you share this information with because we don't know who to trust. Just something to be aware of. There's a cult going on and they are very dangerous and I don't want to see you get hurt. So I would say keep this on the down low for right now.
She seems to take that to heart and seems to agree with you. She goes over to a shelf and opens up a wooden box, a polished oaken wooden box, and takes something out of it and sets it on the shelf where this was, brings the box over, and with a very, looks like expensive, soft cloth, like wraps up this piece and then puts it in that box and then closes it, then sets it on her desk. We'll be very careful, and I'll only share it with the most trusted compatriots I have.
All right, Iris. And if you hear of anything, just let me know.
Yes. How's Chris been working out?
Oh, he's fantastic.
I knew he would be.
Thank you so much for sending him my way because he has been phenomenal. And every time I've needed a little help, he's just always there. And it's going. We're doing some pretty good business there down in the slums there. So I think we're doing good work.
Your help with the shiver outbreak that we heard about a few days ago, that it's noticed. People notice that you're making a difference.
Excellent. Well, we're trying to do our best.
Well, I'm so glad you brought this by. I'll see what I can find out. It may take a day or two.
Oh, there's no hurry.
Okay.
There's no hurry. We'll get to this when we get to it.
And if you want, you guys can, kind of wrap up with some more personal banter, or if you feel like you just need the business is business and slip away, you can do that
I'm sure
too.
There's a little bit of cordiality that goes,
Chit-chat.
but yeah, but
Yeah.
as we're walking out.
Very good, very good, very good.
Yeah,
So,
and I'll head out.
alrighty, very good. August shows up at the bar, or what with your morning?
Yeah, he's gonna go in the bar. He needs to have a conversation with not necessarily everyone in the group, but at least Dr. Stone and then Moxie. So he'll just come in and take a look around, see who all's there, and stand by his usual bar stool that he goes to, but not sit in it.
Yep.
And yes, with a sigh, omelet.
And there's an extra long pause, like a really long pause. And then not from the kitchen, but like from the downstairs, you hear this clitter, clatter, patter, 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 and it gets to the top of the stairs and trips over his own feet, slides across the floor, and Kobe comes running in and says, "Hello."
Good morning.
Hello. Morning already. Oh, okay. Sorry, late. Cleaning.
Have you been up this whole night?
Have you seen Pink? Have you seen Mox?
No.
Okay, good. Everything's fine.
I would like an omelet.
I'm coming up.
And I'll sit down.
So,
That omelet is going to be made by Kobe because no one is here today. We're closed.
Are we closed today?
Yeah, we're
Did
closed.
he know this?
I
don't know if August knew or
I
not.
didn't tell him.
There was nobody in when you walked in.
I
It was still a
told-
little dark, but that's okay.
I mean, you just seen me in the one of the tables.
Sable's already sitting there at a table
Say-
somewhere.
Okay, yeah, see, got a patron?
It's
Yeah.
closed to customers, not to you guys. I'm just saying he is going to touch your food.
August doesn't know that.
And so there's a normally there's a holler and a shout to get out of my kitchen, and Aria or Melody saying something, or whatever, and there's not, and then a moment later, Kobe's head like peeks back out from the corner of the kitchen. It's like, omelet.
Yes. Yes.
Omelet. Okay.
No different than any other day.
No different. Okay.
I'm gonna look around and get up and walk around the bar and make myself a glass of water. And standing behind the bar, I'll look across. Did you survive the night, Sable?
I did. What about yourself?
Well, I woke up to a ruckus down in the alley, but everything seemed to be okay. Is everything okay?
Just a bit of a skirmish. I didn't realize you lived so close by.
Shh, wait, you hear that?
Sounded-
Where is Kobe?
There's an about that time, there's an excessively loud amount of noise in the kitchen.
Kobe!
And he sticks his head back out, and he's got 2 frying pans in each hand, and like a bundle of something, a bowl, and he's like,
Where is everyone?
I don't know. And it goes,
Where is everyone, Sable?
I guess Mox is closing up for today.
No, probably a good idea.
Did you figure out the answer to your dilemma?
I did. I need to talk to Dr. Stone. I'm in it for the long run. I can't start on it and then get out. What kind of man would that make me?
That's fair. You don't seem like much of a quitter.
No, I never quit. I always tried. Almost gave up once.
There's a tremendous crash and bang from the kitchen.
So what was that last night, this morning? It was you I saw stepping out of the shadows.
From the alleyway across the street, it was me. I got attacked.
You seemed fine.
I dealt with it.
I feel sorry for the other person then.
One of those large spiders from that cult.
Like the ones we fought when I was blinded.
No, a bit bigger. Kind of like the one we saw in the chapel.
Up here on the street.
Yeah, a little embarrassed that we ran away. I just batched it just fine.
Well,
And by the way, maybe like 30 minutes later, the thing it's almost like fog or mist. It kind of dissolves in like ether, you know.
I was wondering what happened to the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just slowly dissolves in ether.
I was about
So there's
to
nothing out
tell
there now.
Kobe he had another body to take care of.
So.
Poor guy. Yeah, I dispatched of it, and pretty quickly after, it kind of just dissolved. Heard some talk about this popping up over the city, mostly by the docks and the Copper Moon.
more spiders.
More spiders.
Always by the docks. Everything's always by the docks.
Well, this time it's and the Copper Moon.
And the Copper Moon.
And about that time, there's a big flare of fire from the kitchen.
I walk towards the kitchen door and go right past it as I leave being behind the bar, and I go across and sit down at the table across from the table.
Seems to be going places we've visited. Don't know if that's really a string to tie just yet.
Well, we visited these places because they tied. We visited these places because they tied together, and it seems like they are still tying together. Kind of funny how everything just, between you and me, before anyone else gets here. I know we don't talk a lot, but we do have sort of an understanding. Do you happen to have an awareness of any threats that may be coming personally to us as a group or individually? And then out of character off mic, he's hinting at like someone came here starting a fight. Moxie's freaking out about stuff. I'm being hunted.
Yeah.
He almost says it accusatory.
Yeah. And then when Vance and Laura were here, had they mentioned that what's his face was killed?
They did.
Okay.
That's kind of why they came. They came because one of their own had been murdered, and kind of the last known connection was with someone that they said had been trouble in the past, Mr. August. And Reynard had not gotten along, so...
I think for some of us, our past is coming back to haunt us, and I kind of look very pointedly in your eyes. And then I look away, and then some of it is more recent blunders. We could have been a little bit more better about hiding our tracks. As for anything else personal, I don't ever take anything personally.
Maybe I should start doing that. What do you make of this whole missing city guardsman situation? They don't have anything solid. They're just using this as an excuse to get to me. Anything would be an excuse. I've decided to go ahead and stay, despite them hunting me down.
I think they've always had it out for you, for some reason or the other. I think this Reynard was just another means to take you further down.
Well, Renaud and the others were involved in a conspiracy of sorts, and they thought that I would make a perfect agent for this group of theirs. And when they approached me with limited detail, I turned them down, and they couldn't let me just freely move about knowing what I know, just even though it's just that they're conspiring. So they had me framed, and now I'm left with nothing. So here I am. And everything ties together.
An interesting web is certainly being built.
About that time, Kobe comes out of the kitchen, and he's got a, platter, ham delivery sized platter, and on it is this humongous pile of eggs. And he brings that out here. He's like, broken omelet. And it's really just scrambled eggs with all kinds of stuff mixed into it, right? And he's got that balance on one hand. In his other hand, he has the kitchen trash can, and he sets it there on the plate for you. Yum, yum. No syrup.
I'm fine without the syrup.
Okay, trash, and he points at the trash and then starts heading toward the back door.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Go back into the kitchen and make sure you put the fires out from cooking this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Go back into the kitchen and make sure.
And you can see like behind his head, like there's flame shadows flickering and stuff. He's like, it's fine, okay. Yeah. And he turns around, he's like, and scrambles toward the kitchen.
Thank you, Kobe. And realizing that there's a stalemate in this conversation. He's going to enjoy his omelet. How is it?
Well, do you want to be in charge of fate?
Just tell me how it is.
Should I use, which die do you want? The rubber bouncy one or the one that's this wonderful eye-shaped kobold eyes inside
Let's go
of it?
with SD.
Alrighty, we're gonna go with the SD Wave bouncy dice. It is a natural 20. It is a natural 20.
Best eggs you've had in your life.
It's the best eggs you have ever had in your life. So maybe you sit in silence for a while. Maybe you come back to that conversation about, the web seems to be quite the web that is connected. You hear the back door, Kobe go out after you can tell there's no fire in the kitchen. So
August,
Sable.
despite our differences,
He looks offended. Go on.
I'm glad you're staying.
Me too, Sable. And he eats a little slower after that.
Dr. Stone, have you, as you left the Iron Spire Infirmary, did you head straight for the Siren Song, probably?
Yeah, probably looked over the Siren Song just to make sure that everything was still okay there.
Yeah. You are very, 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 very close. In fact, in what you don't know is an insanely coincidental moment. As you're walking by the alleyway that's right next to the Siren Song, you hear a voice that says, "Oh, Dr. Stone, I believe."
Sorry, yes, may I help you?
And out of the shadows, roll me an intelligence check dice.
6.
A 6. There's something familiar. You can't quite put your finger on it. You should know who this person is, right?
I'm sorry, I had a rough morning. Didn't get much sleep last night, and do I know you?
I know you. Your expertise in Shiver, it could be of tremendous value to us. We would love for you to come with us for a moment and just talk about
No, you're
some
gonna
things.
get doctor napped.
All right, that would be an insight check, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably so.
I'm gonna pray a little bit.
Okay.
Give myself a little guidance.
A little guidance.
So it's like,
a little
okay,
guidance.
Goddess, is this guy shady?
Yeah. Because I rolled a 3. Plus 2, that's 5. But plus 7, that's 12.
A 12. So a 12 on the die for his kind of contested persuasion there. He earnestly seems like he wants to talk to you.
What am I looking at?
And so you are looking at a gentleman that is wearing a set of robes, looks kind of scholarly with that, and he does have the hood kind of up on the top of his head. You do notice with the 12, you do notice that there's probably things under his robe, maybe, just normal self-protection type things or something like that. But he says, it would just be great if you would come along with us. And you do notice, this is super important. You do notice he has a pretty good wound. It's been healed up, but a fresh wound on one cheek.
Well, is someone injured or anything like that?
Oh, no. We just, and he keeps saying we. So roll a perception check for me.
I think it's that Severus Snape MFer from the casino fight.
How about perception? Thank you. 26.
Yeah, from across the street, there are 3 other people coming across the street making a purposeful walk straight toward you. And he says, plus you have some facilities knowledge that we're just not quite ready to allow for public consumption yet.
How far away am I from the Siren Song?
Only about 30 yards or so from the front
Run!
door.
I'm going to say, yes, are those people with you? And I'm going to try and persuade him to look at the people that are coming this way.
Look over there. Do you know those guys?
Unfortunately, my persuasion is not good, but 12.
His was a natural 20 on his willpower to resist it. So he just keeps looking around and he goes, oh yes, in fact, you might know one of them. And if you look, you see the center guy, they've now closed, they're about 10 feet away from you. You might remember that it's Greeley from the warehouse.
Red Dirt D&D Curse of the Clockwork City is Brooke Bullock as our Dungeon Master, Kiri Hester as Moxie, Connor Shenold as Sable, Johnny Payne as August E. Graymore, and I'm Michael Cross as Dr. Elias Stone. Our theme music comes from Ovani Sound. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Jeffrey McBride, Monument Studios, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by ST Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you are enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we discover more secrets in the Clockwork City.
Keep up to date with the coolest geek shenanigans in Oklahoma when you listen to the Okie Geek podcast. Stay in the know about upcoming conventions, comic books, and the nerdiest happenings in the Panhandle State. That way you don't miss out on things like live Mario Kart, Wizard comics, or board game conventions. Search for Okie Geek on the NPR app or wherever you get podcasts.